Hello and welcome everyone again to another video. And today's video, just like you guys asked, I asked a couple videos ago if you guys are interested in a video talking about Goodra IVs and what you should be running and what you shouldn't be running. And most of the comments were like, please do the video. So because you guys asked, and I did like a deep dive into the IVs for Goodra because there were like some notable breakpoints where you are doing more fast move damage. And honestly, when you put like a one-turn fast move does more damage, that's where you always go for the breakpoint. Why? Because let's assume Dragon Breath does three damage, and if you have a breakpoint one, you're gonna do 4. You're going to do 4. So technically, that's 33% more damage. That's a lot, okay? So that's where like something like this comes into use. So like, do we actually need like a typical stat weighted or like go for rank 1 PvP, or just go for like some scuffed IV like 15 115 like this, and have like some very attack weighted where like you will be able to win some CMPs and you will be able to flip some matchups. And why Goodra is good, we all know that Goodra has been almost everywhere in the Great League. Why? I mean, they gave Goodra this season access to Aquatail, and Aquatail used to be like a Dragon Tail clone, which make it like a bad charge move, but they actually buffed it this season from 50 damage into 55. This is not like a huge buff, but honestly it's better than having Muddy Water, because Goodra in the past used to have Muddy Water. So technically now it has Aquatail, and it got the Aquatail damage got increased by 5. Plus Goodra is a Pokemon that eventually will get a community day. So eventually we will get a dragon, a charge move, which makes Goodra which will make Goodra one of the best Pokemons in PvP, or like I call it will be the best dragon in PvP whenever it gets its community, because it has an amazing stat product. Usually dragons have like very attack weighted, which make them struggle against ice Pokemons in general. And well, fairies just demolish dragons because they double resist dragon damage and they do super effective. So technically there's 3 different stages where like with ice Pokemons, it's literally just so close that if the Dragon Breath does more damage, the dragon will be able to win. And the example I always give about that, Dragonair into Abomasnow, Dragonair into Dugong. Dugong is going to win, but Dragonair can put Dugong in a very awkward spot because Dragonair gets to the move first, and it will always force the Dugong to shield. The Dragonair used to still beat Shadow Dragonair beats Walrein. So technically it's a very close matchup because the Dragon Breath is so OP that even their own counters will fear you. And that's why, again, we're going to talk about the breakpoints. But the thing about Goodra is that it's bulkier than the Dragonair. I'm talking about the Shadow one. So technically, if we get to the point where we'll be able to make a Dragon Breath from Goodra do the same amount of damage as a Dragonair, that means we're using a Dragonair with Power Whip. Just keep that in mind. So why it is important to have a scuffed IV. I call every IV that's not a PvP IV a scuffed IV. So just so people won't be getting upset, or like people be like, oh, do you call this person having scuffed IV? No, I call scuffed IV every IV that's not a PvP IV. That's not like 0-15-15 typical stuff. And when I looked at the IVs I suggested versus the rank 1, I get like lots of different matchups, and the IV I suggested was like, after looking like deep dive, after I did like the deep dive into it, the one that came to my mind is 15-112. That is not the 15-1, like that's not the only one. At the end of the video I will be showing you what are the most, like the best ones you could use. It's not just this one. And the 15-1-2 picks up a Dragon Breath breakpoint into 4 matchups where you will be able to win those 4 matchups, but it also drops some matchups, so it's kind of a tax. You pick up those, you're going to drop those. So you beat Frostlass, Lickitung, Sableye, Shadow Swampert, but you're going to lose to Annihilate, Cresselia, Deoxys, Registeel. So it's up to you to decide, do you want to beat those or those? And I'm kind of leaning into the attack weighted just for one matchup, which is Lickitung, because Lickitung currently is the best Pokemon in the entire Great League. So yes, I'm going to drop Deoxys Defense, which I haven't seen a single one. Registeel, I maybe faced one or two, but I am facing a Lickitung in literally every game. Annihilape is kind of disappearing from the meta because of Feraligatr. Like, yes, it still exists, but it's not as common. So technically picking up Licky plus Sableye, which are the most common two safe swaps, dropping 4 matchups, one of them is only meta, is kind of a win, not gonna lie. So does that mean you always lose to those or pick up those? No, I'm actually going to show you the difference. If on the left side, we have the typical bulky rank 1 Goodra. On the right side, we have the scuffed IV. Let's assume it's the 15-112. And here, the typical one, the PvP IV, the bulky one, beat 1, 2, 3, 4. This one here, I don't call it a loss because you're losing to Superior because you don't have a move that you hit Superior. Like, what are you gonna hit Superior with? Power Whip or Muddy Water? Or like, you could run Sludge, you could run Draco, to be honest. But the thing is, you need Power Whip for Azu and Dugong, which also are everywhere. So this is one of the sad matchups that you're dropping just because you don't have a good Community Day move. Feraligatr, I think when you live the Ice Beam barely, so technically if they have a crunch, it could become like something that both beat. I don't know how this one picks up the Gligar. I think this one dies. Like, I'm going like, here's the difference. Gligar, if you have a rank 1, you beat it because you technically have more defense and HP. But if you have the scuffed IV, which as we assumed earlier, the 15-112, you technically lose because you die with the move. So if they swap into you, you should win. So that shouldn't matter as a matchup. And the 0, you lose to Shadow Swampert. I don't know how I feel about that, but I will be talking about Swampert and the 1 shield. Because technically, you should be using a shield on Goodra. But you pick up Venusaur and Sableye, and due to the fact that now you win CMP, those and Goodra have almost close attack stats, which is around swing between, I think, 118 to 120 to 123, depending on your attack. Similar to Sableye. Sableye has around 117, Mew has around 116, Venusaur I think is around 118, Frostlass is around 116. So all of these Pokemons, whenever you have an attack weighted, so you're going to win CMP against all of these, Mew, Sableye, Venusaur, and Frostlass, and you're going to win just because you are winning CMP. But in the one, I saw that 4 different matchups. If you see here, like the scuffed IVs lose more matchups than the rank 1. But in the 1 shield, you actually the scuffed IVs, which I call the 15-112, beats 1, 2, 3, 4. But the rank 1 beats Cresselia and Deoxys Defense. But also, Registeel and Annihilape, you need the rank 1 Goodra to win. But those are very close matchups. So like a Dragon Breath lead can flip it. So it's not the end of the world for those 2 matchups. And honestly, like, it feels like this one, if you have an attack weighted, you should be playing the 1 shield. If you have the rank 1 Goodra, you should be playing the 0 shield. But there is no, like, I can't tell you for sure which one is better, because to be honest, they both feel kind of, you know, like, okay, you're going to beat those, you're going to lose those. So if Deoxys Defense and Cresselia are more common, then you need the rank 1. But if Licky, Sableye, Frostlass are more common, then you are going to need an attack weighted one. So I keep saying attack 1, and I always mention the 15-1-12. So where did I get these numbers from? Well, I did something before I move into the next step, which is what attack do I need. So for your numbers, if you're going to use those numbers into like I don't know what like website you use to modify to get your IB. So minimum attack 123. This one doesn't matter. This one basically, if you aim for 116 HP, you're just making your Goodra almost similar stats to Shadow Dragonair, but you will have Power Whip instead. So if you aim for those stats, you're going to get a Dragonair that looks like a Goodra with Power Whip. You know. Now let's move into what attack. What are the IVs that you could be using? And we're going to use a website called Go Battle Log. I did lots of videos about Go Battle Log. Honestly, I could make another tutorial. Please let me know in the description below if you want me to do another tutorial about Go Battle Log. So you go to Go Battle Log and so you go to Go Battle Log and you go to Pro IV. If you don't see this, like here, Pro IVs, that's because it's a premium feature. You actually need to be subscribed to the website. And I have my own link if you want to use it, subscribe. I think it's $5 a month. If you use my link, it's going to become $4. And it's a free trial for the first month. So you don't have to pay for the first month. So if you click on Pro IVs, and here, you just enter Goodra. And we want to test it out versus Licky. But something to be aware about Licky is that you need to test it out against especially for the attack breakpoint, against best body Licky, because if it gets it against the best body Licky, then it gets it against every other Licky. So, okay, we're going to try Goodra. I need the Goodra breakpoints against the Licky. Great League, Ultra League, Master League, it's a great league. So it's suggested here, it gave me that usually Dragon Breath does 3 at this attack. It does 4 though at this attack, 122. Okay. Guaranteed, okay, we don't care about this, but we look at this. Guaranteed attack is 22.8. Why the guarantee? What's the difference between attack and the guaranteed attack? You get this one against the non-best body, basically. You always get this one no matter what the IVs of the Leaky are. Like, no matter how they build it, like, this could be like a bulkier one than the rank 1, which is usually the rank 2, but it has like a scuffed CP. This is the guaranteed one. So you take this number, enter the Pokemon name, it's Goodra. Minimum attack, I need 122. Okay, and then go. So now we go, and these are the list of all the IVs here. Like, forget about these numbers here. This is the IVs you want. 1400, 1411, 1588, 1111, 14, 14, 14. Look at this. This one actually might be nice because this is a lucky IV. Because it has 143. Well, it has 110 HP. I think I said we want 115 HP. So just to not make it as a scuffed, is it possible? I don't think it changed anything, which means this is not possible. Yeah, so you could choose the HP. You could also leave the HP, it doesn't matter that much. And just look for one of these that has good attack and good HP. So the ones I am trying to find is something that has balanced IVs, such as this one, 14, 11, 11, 14, 10, 10. See, 123. This is basically like the bare minimum, I think. Like, this is the bare minimum. A Hundo can do it, by the way, but you need it to be level 15.5. 15, 11, 11. These are like not as bad of IV. And if you can take a look here, see, like sometimes I say raid IVs aren't bad. Like if you look at this, we have 1, 2, 3 raid IVs. We have raid IVs, a Hundo, 4. Raid IVs, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 raid IVs out of those. And those probably, those are the only good ones, by the way. Those are the only good ones. So yeah. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you need me to do like an updated tutorial video about Go Battle Log with all the features you could benefit from, please let me know in the description below. And yeah, this is another look. Please don't tell the website owner that I made the tool. Sorry, not I made the tool. I showed you guys all the IVs you need from his website because this is a paid feature. Hopefully they can forgive me, okay? So yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. This is the end of the video. If you guys liked it, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and see you in the next one. Peace.